Hello everyone! Welcome back for more Let's Play Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars, the Director's Cut. Joining me is Yorkshire Raven.
Oh my god, it's the ghost.
So this goat is part of one of what is considered to be the most infamous puzzles in all of adventure gaming. And really, I've never been completely sure why. Because there isn't a whole lot to interact with around here. We can walk around just about anywhere we want to in this place.
It was a rusted piece of iron, maybe part of a plow or something.
But as soon as we can't actually interact with the goat. It just stands there looking at us. But as soon as we make our way towards over here, hey, that's a fluke. Nope, still not a fluke. So yeah, you can do that endlessly.
Admittedly, it should kill George after a while. Where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
But that's all you need to do to beat the goat. You just come over and mess with the freaking plowshare. Of course, you have to do it after you've tried to go down the ladder. But now the goat can't come anywhere near you. However, I did make a save, so I may go back and have poor George there get rammed for like 20 minutes solid. There may be an extra video out of that. We will see! But anyway, after getting past that, we find ourselves down here in a fairly unique little area.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
So we have a knight bowing down and a pattern in their back.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Yeah, funny that.
I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
But we can't do much with that right now. What were you about to say?
We're going to need to make a cast of that, aren't we? Since that statue's too heavy to move.
Indeed, that is exactly what we are going to do.
I tried in vain to move the panel.
So, that statue was obviously on this little pedestal right here. To where it's back, and those slots lined up with the holes.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
So, yeah, we can't pick up the statue and put it there, but with the one thing we have left to examine here.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Yep, that is what you do with it.
It's not at all a hint of what to do.
Nope.
I reached into the sack,
Not in the least.
but it was empty. I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
Did I actually pick some up?
The sack contained a fine white powder. I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
Oh, come on.
The sack contained a fine white powder. The sack... I reached into the sack. I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
Okay, the game's taunting me now because you're supposed to be able to scoop some of that up. Oh, there we go. We got some. Okay.
Is the towel wet?
Hope we don't get it wet yet.
It was a handful of plaster left in the castle by people.
Okay. So,
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
who are you, Salt Bay? So now, obviously,
I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement.
obviously, we need to get this wet.
I smoothed...
Unfortunately, we don't have any water with us right now. Well, we're going to have to fix that. And the goat just gets to stay there and presumably starve. Where is... Luckily, we can still get into the basement because we haven't fixed his beer pumps yet, and he's kind of hoping we do, I think.
Fix my pumps.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Tasty. Wonder if he uses that to make his beer.
But that flavor.
So, we don't have any vessels to carry water in, but we do have a towel. If it will actually cooperate.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
I mean, might as well turn it off. No reason to make his water bill go higher. Assuming he has a water bill. Sadly, we do not have our manhole key anymore. It is now stuck as a step.
Oh well.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
So, just a point of order, plaster of Paris takes a little while to dry, usually.
I was just thinking that.
It's not... That's some awfully fast activating plaster of Paris.
Why
The
did we
plaster
mix
cast was a
superglue
pretty
into
neat
it?
replica of the back of the stone, complete with protruding fingers. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Oh, that's a thing. So, now that we've done that, we're back in control of Nico. Kind of an abrupt transition there, as far as I can tell. It doesn't do much. And you may be wondering what to do, but if you look carefully, you will notice that the answering machine over here apparently has a message on it.
I had messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slàinte. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I'd better get over there and mourn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die. I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Okay. So the game just kind of warps us around to where we need to go next.
The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Yeah, that is a bad sign indeed.
A button which didn't work. Carchon's front door. There was a fresh scratch on the paint. The kind that's left when someone's picked the lock. If I was right, Imelda was getting a lesson from a mime artist. And it wasn't the old moving staircase routine. Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that.
Well, let's see. So we can't get in there to warn her directly.
I unhooked the first wire.
Well, that's kind of straightforward, but if you can see up here,
That broken window looked like the best way in.
and this, for all the world, just kind of looks like a ladder.
Fixed tight. Presumably to stop critics stealing it. Who else would want to? I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright. If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
And voila, we have a way in.
That broken window looked like the
I need to, okay, gotta click on this to climb up, okay.
At least we don't have to click on every hole.
Eh.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it. No.
I don't know, that would actually do a pretty good job at puncturing holes in the sheet.
Yeah.
Maybe this?
No.
No? Okay. We've got one more thing that actually could do the trick, and it ain't the elephant statue. So yes, that was taped up from the murder that happened the other day. And there's not a whole lot for us to look at in here, unlike last time. So obviously there's a light on over here. And the rest of this place looks just a little bit dark.
Probably fine.
Also, there's nothing to interact with in this part of the house at all.
My God, I'm too late.
It does appear
Imelda.
we did not make it
Oh,
in
no.
time.
Nico?
Oh!
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. How absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
Apparently she did know your
She
father.
was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why? Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
Looks like she's bleeding from the mouth a bit, too. That could be a shadow, but...
Too potent.
I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key. I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
I mean, why would you need to return? So that just happened. You walked in and saw Imelda dead. I'm sure this won't come up in therapy years from now. I'm totally sure of that. But we did get a key. As for what we're going to use that key for, I believe we will find out in the next episode. Because it is time to take a break. So until then, take care of everyone.
Later, folks.